Today we're building an 8-foot graveyard monument that'll look perfect in your Halloween decorations. This giant monument can be built as a standalone statue or as a graveyard base. So join me for this awesome tutorial. To begin, we need a wood base. Now this one is 12 inches across and it's been cut to 20 inches. I had this piece of wood lying around. You can use something smaller, but I like that it's so big. It'll give us a sturdy foundation. Next, we need a floor flange and a PVC adapter. Both of these are size 1.5 inches. This one goes screwed into the middle just like this, and then our adapter goes screwed in just like that. Once you screw it in all the way, you can put your PVC pipe into it just like this. Once you do that, you have a solid backbone for your structure. Now this PVC has been cut to 55 inches. You can cut it whatever size you want, but 55 seemed like a good height because we're going to be attaching a skeleton to it. The PVC size and the arms as well are going to be 1.5 inches. So let's get to cutting, let's get to screwing this in, and let's go to the next step. I ended up cutting the main pipe to 45 inches. It just fit better once we put the skeleton attached to it. But again, you can do it your own height. I just recut it to 45 inches. Next, we need a cross PVC. This one is 1.5 inches. Then I cut to 4 inches. That is for the right shoulder. Then we get a 90-degree PVC. We're going to angle it like this. Now I've cut a 9-inch piece of the 1.5-inch PVC pipe, and we're doing that. So I haven't attached them with PVC glue, but we will be attaching all of these pieces with PVC cement. Once we got all that, let me show you what we're doing with it. I wanted to take a quick moment to mention the first book I've written. It's called Little Olive and the Wally Bat, and it's available on Amazon via paperback or Kindle. It's rated for kids ages 2 to 6 years old, and it follows a brave little olive that gets lost and is found by a very helpful brown bat. If anyone wants to support me or read it to their little ones, go check it out. Little Olive and the Wally Bat on Amazon. Now let's get back to this amazing tutorial. Let us fill the chest with expanding foam. I'm using Great Stuff expanding foam, big gaps and cracks, so it'll fill it up nicely. We're going to use some painter's tape, and this tape is going to go on the underside of the ribs so that we can minimize the expanding foam going out. You can even put some like this to keep it contained on the inside. We'll cover all of that. We want to fill the chest cavity so that when we apply the monster mud, it looks like it's a solid piece. So let's do that. I have a plastic bag underneath there. Let's fill it in really quickly. It should maybe take 1 or 2 bottles. Let's get to it. So essentially, this will be the arm support for our skeleton. Once we attach it, we're going to put a zip tie around the neck and a zip tie around the waist to hold it in place. Then we're going to do a zip tie right over here to the right arm. That way it's nice and sturdy in place. It's going to be like this. And then we're going to use a heat gun to change the position of this forearm over here because we need it to bend slightly. So that's why we're doing it in this angle. So just want to show you a little bit close up of what we've done here. We've put a 3-inch screw right through the elbow, preventing this one from coming down. Now that we melted the forearm right here and turned it, it's much better. We did the same thing over here. Once we got the position we wanted, we drive a screw through the elbow. All of these screws are going to be covered with the draping that we're going to put on top of it. You won't be able to see the PVC or the zip ties. We're just going to cut these excess zip ties right over here. And we melted the neck so that it could lean downward, so it could just like look down. And in this position right over here, we're going to be able to put whatever item we want here. I'm going to be using an hourglass. We're going to put an hourglass here. We're just going to attach it with the fingers, and we're going to leave this arm like that. But you could also leave it higher up by putting another screw on the shoulder. And just like that, it's super simple once you get the heat gun. As we also turned this forearm as well, because it was normally like this and we needed it to be like that. So apply the heat gun right here, melted this, and then turned the hand like that. So super simple to do with your heat gun. Next, we want to drape our statue with a canvas drop cloth. This is 6 foot by 9 foot. I got it from Lowe's. You can use other materials, but canvas always has worked for me. So you want to make sure that you're able to place the drop cloth wherever you want it and take a picture of it so that you have a reference, because once this gets dipped into our monster mud mixture, it is very, very heavy. So you want to make sure that whatever you're going to do with it, if you're going to do this style or a different style, that you take a picture of it, have it on your phone so you can see it as reference. Now let's mix everything into our 5-gallon bucket and let's get started. Next, we need to coat our statue in Monster Mud. Now, I made an amazing tutorial on Monster Mud and 4 different ways to make it. There should be a drop down over here. Click on the link, it'll take you to that tutorial. Shows you 4 different ways. You can use it for so many applications, and it turns things into a stone-like or concrete-like finish. I absolutely love it. If you do watch that tutorial, I'm using recipe number 3, which is the Monster Mud DryLok mix. So for this recipe today and this amount that we need for this statue, it's going to be quite a bit. We're going to use a 5-gallon bucket. Get it at Home Depot or Lowe's. We need 1 gallon of exterior grade latex paint. Go to your local hardware store and find the cheapest exterior paint can that you can find, and get a dark gray. You can get any gray, but I'm using a dark gray. Next, we need 1 gallon of DryLok. I'm getting one that's tinted gray, but you can also buy the DryLok that comes in white. And we need joint compound. We need 24 pounds total, and I buy them in jugs of 12 pounds, so just get 2 of those. We're going to put all of that together into our 5-gallon bucket. We're going to mix it up really nicely, and then we're going to dip the drop cloth into it. It's going to be heavy, so make sure you're wearing gloves and maybe get somebody else to help you, but let's get it going. This will dry in a couple hours, and I'm super excited about it. Once we've mixed everything together, you should have a consistency like this. It's like a thick soup, and it's all been mixed. We're ready to dip our drop cloth in a little at a time, not everything at once. Use gloves in there. You're gonna get your arms dirty. It's fine, we can wash it off, but at least put some gloves on. While I was waiting for the monster mud to dry, it reminded me of the fact that this channel almost didn't happen if it wasn't for the love and support from key people, one of those persons being my brother-in-law. He supported me when I didn't even believe in myself, and he encouraged me and pushed me to open my YouTube channel. Well, guess what? He just opened his first cooking YouTube channel called Dupe Eats. There's a drop-down link right over here. Go check it out. Go hit the subscribe button. He makes easy, fun, and delicious recipes that everyone should try. Thank you for everyone that supported me, and if you're still watching, go check out my brother-in-law. The link is also in the description of this video. Dupe Eats on YouTube. Let's go show him some love. Let's go grow his channel. Now let's get back to this amazing tutorial. So for the hourglass, we just covered it with the same monster mud that we used on the actual statue. I wasn't recording when I did this, but it's super simple. Just while you're covering the monster, grab your brush and then brush it all on this, all sides of it, and then let it dry. And then we're simply going to attach it to the hands of the skeleton, not with any screws or anything. We're just going to put it through her hand like this so she can hold it. To finish off, we need to add detail. So right now it's just one shade of gray. We're gonna age this figure. We're going to use dark grays, some browns, some greens. We'll probably add some moss. We need sponge, definitely, this will be your best friend. We need small paintbrushes. We need a spray bottle with some water in it. And then I have paint samples. These are amazing. They're $4 at Lowe's. You can get them in any color, or you can use acrylic paint, indoor, outdoor paint, it doesn't matter. We just need a little bit of paint to start putting details. So we'll apply some paint and then we'll just start dabbing it and rubbing it and spraying it with some water to give it some streaks. And then in the end, we're gonna add some moss. We're gonna age this really nicely. So let's get going. So for the base, we're not actually going to be doing a thorough tutorial, and there's two reasons. One, I made an amazing tutorial on how to make tombstones. There should be a drop-down link on the top right of the screen. Click it to see how we do tombstones, how we age them, how we carve them. All of those amazing details are in that video. Go check it out. And the second reason is because the back side of the tombstone can really be any size that you want. We're using scraps of wood. We're using 1x6, 2x4, a couple of 1x4s. We're just using anything we had left in order to make some type of rectangle or a box so that we can attach the actual tombstones to it. So you can do a simple frame, you can use foam blocks or wood, whatever it is, you can use it, and then when you're ready, you grab your finished tombstone, because this is how we make our tombstones, and we simply put it here, and we're going to use a washer and a screw. We'll put the washer and then we'll put the screw right through here to attach to the wood. We'll put another one on the bottom. We'll probably put 4 in the front, and then we'll cover it with moss so you can't see it. We'll do the same to the side. We'll do the same on top. So just build yourself a basic wood frame. You have screws? Good. You have a drill? Perfect. You have something to cut the wood with, such as a jigsaw or a miter saw? Even better. Cut it, make yourself a frame, and then attach your tombstone to it. So go check out that video. So next what we're going to do is screw everything in, put the top on this one over here, and then we need to put the statue on top of that. So since the statue we're putting on top of this is heavy, you want to make sure that you actually reinforce it. We have 2x4s in the middle, and the side walls are made of 2x4, so it's pretty sturdy. Then we use scraps of wood in the middle to prevent it from shaking. Next, what we're going to do is, once we lay the final foam board on top, we need to make a hole, and then we need to put the PVC pipe. I'm going to show you how to do that. By doing so, you'll prevent the statue from toppling over. So we're going to put some rebar into the ground in the middle. We're going to make a hole on the board, PVC pipe, PVC adapter. It's going to help the statue stay upright all season. So in order to secure the statue so it doesn't topple over, put the statue on the side, okay? This is the bottom of the statue over here. What we need is this floor flange, the same one we used to keep the statue upright, and the same adapter we use, so we need a second one. All we're going to do, screw this in, and then we're going to screw it to the bottom of the statue, okay? We're going to use 4 screws. Then the same size PVC that we used for the statue, we're going to put this in here just like that. We're going to use some PVC cement. This is going to go through the base of the statue like this and right into the ground. And in the ground, there's going to be a rebar that's coming up. So the statue is going to have this big pole attached to the bottom of it. So you need to be careful when you're putting it upright. But you're going to put it upright. You're going to put it through a hole in the base of the statue and right into the ground. With the rebar, it's going to prevent this from moving over. This is the simplest way to do it. That way that if it's stormy or windy conditions, the statue will not topple over because it's basically like this. And obviously this isn't the base of the actual statue. I just wanted to show you. When you turn it around, it'll be like this. Just like that. And it'll stay steadfast and won't fall over. Got it. So you're going to push your rebar and then hammer it into the ground. Being careful you don't hit anything that's buried. And then when these 2 pieces are attached, bam, this is the base of the statue like that. Simply going to go over like this. That way, this will not topple over in high winds because this, of course, is the wood base that we used on the statue from the beginning of the video. The statue is on the top over here, and that's the only way to properly secure it so it doesn't topple over. Lastly, to get this spiderweb effect, we're actually just using spray adhesive. This is from Loctite. After shaking the can really good, you just about 12 inches away, 12 to 18 inches. Bam, just like that.